Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, it's Greg here again with update 6 on the Armistice Day and Remembrance Day build hosted by military modeller Paul, who incidentally he's building the same kit as me with a slight difference. He's doing Britain, I think. Yeah, he's definitely doing Britain instead of me. I'll just do Ben Nevis. So what I've done since you've seen it last is I've added the stowage, I've added the figures, and I've finished off the camouflage netting around the outside and on the barrel, and I've weathered it a bit, not overly weathered. I've still got the tracks to do. Let's just zoom in and see where we are. There we go, let's move it straight forward in there. Yeah, so we've got bit of stowage on there. I've put a bit of dust, and rubbish and dried mud on the wheels and things like that. I've got to marry it into the diorama. That's why I haven't done the tracks as such yet. Yeah, so we've added a bit of stowage onto the side as well, and the two figures, which are an improvement I think for me. And get in there, and I've done the mud splatter just up to the front. Obviously you're going to get a lot of that from there. But I have no muck guards. Maybe needs a little bit more in the sponson side there. I just really noticed I might just add a little bit more. Excuse me, just have another drink. Yeah, so yeah, the figures came out not too bad. And I've got a bit of stowage again on the other side of the turret. A couple of baskets, couple of bags. And then we go to the stowage that's on the rear. This is just all out of my spares box. So we have a tarp again with a couple of bedrolls underneath there, a couple of water cans, a box of some description, and on this side we just have tarps, rolled up tarps, and I need to darken the string I think just slightly. And there's a couple of little white marks on there. They're actually tea mugs, which aren't there permanently, although they look quite decent on there, but they're not. It's for the actual figures, for the stowage on the backs. So, but I might not use them yet. I might keep them on the tank or give them to the crew. Yeah, undecided. Leaving this there so I don't lose them. And I've actually, let me get a pair of tweezers. On the Tamiya, they come as a hole, so I've actually drilled out the hole as well for them. That took a bit of doing because they were on the sprue. I did it on the sprue and then the sprue came away, so it was a bit more difficult, but I managed in the end. A bit of persistence. Yeah, so yeah, what I did was use the made my own mix of, like I say, the this stuff here, the Wilder's dark mud. So what I did is I just added water, and it's all over my fingers because I haven't put the lid on properly. Typical. There we go. Yeah, so I just made a wash basically with it. It's quite a thin wash. I used distilled water as well, by the way, just in that, just to keep it a bit longer. Yeah, so that's the so I've done that. Where we are. Dark earth wash. And I went on to night shifts thing. I wanted a recipe for his rain marks because I've added a few rain marks, subtle rain marks, so I've done it, just followed his recipe and made some rain marks as well, using again distilled water. And all the rest of the filter, I've made a raw umber ink wash this time as well, which is on the stowage, and I've got a burnt umber filter as well, which I've used on the stowage as well. So that's the main things that I've used. And for the splatter mud, I used, as it says on the tin, where have I put it at? I've put it back. I thought I'd left it out. Just a second, I shall get it. Where have I put it at then? Where have I put it? brown splatter mud, which is, where we are. I used that just on the front. So, but now I'm going to have to say marry it to the diorama as well. So I've made a start on the figures. I'm only going to put 3 figures on. I've decided to put 3 British infantry. I just bought the cheap Tamiya kit. It can cost me £7 for 5 figures. They're alright, they're not brilliant. Started off by doing the getting most of the, I'll just put that to the side a sec for now. Also in the show the end, the arse end of it, with the chain and rope and the bucket with a cloth in. So they just need, there's a bit of splatter mud on the back of there again. May need a little bit more depending on how I feel and what it needs. So yeah, like I say, we just started doing the stuff for the 3 of the figures. So I've done the bags, the Sten gun, Bren gun, and the rifle, pick, shovel, water bottles, ammo pouches, and on the other side, which carries their bayonets. I'm not too sure what them bits are. They're like a wood. I don't know what they are. There's some description for something in here, so that's what they're carrying. The rifle, has missed one rifle. I forgot to do a rifle, but I don't need it luckily. So yeah, so they're about finished. Got straps to add to them. They're coming quite well. Quite pleased with them. So the shovels need a bit of weathering again on the blade itself. So that's all them. And then back to there, so I know where they are. And I started with the figures. I've done 3 figures so far. I don't know where near finished yet, but this is the first one. I've just been asking Gav from Gav's Booth's channel of figure paint, and asking for a few tips or things like this. So he's showed me, well, he wrote it all down for me, and I'm trying to do it similar. Look a bit bright then, but I've started adding highlights, and I've painted these, the khaki belt and the strapping, and again on the back just need blending better than that, I think. It's nowhere near finished. And I've done the light grey, dark grey boots, so I'll put a wash on those, a dark black wash, and I've done the putty straps as well on the figures, which I thought was a nice little touch with Tamiya. So I've only started messing around with that one. The other 2 just in the primer stage. I've just primed them, and sorry, primer, that's the British infantry, what does it say, British one? Uniform, British infantry uniform, which is a VII as well. So the same again, putty's done, and the boots, got to do all the highlights and that, and the obviously the faces aren't done yet. So that's cork brown, which I thought was a bit strange colour, but it does look quite good as a base coat for the flesh. Obviously I've got to try and work my way into that and see what I can come up with. So that's that one. And finally that one. So we've got a Bren gun carrier, we've got a he's just carrying his rifle, and the other one is the section commander, who'll be carrying the Sten gun. So there again, there's just got the same thing, the boots and the English uniform. That's all I've done with them, and the cork brown for the flesh at the moment. So that's the 3 figures that's going to be added to it as well. I shall now go and bring in, bring in the dio. Just a second, I'm also a bit dry again today, sorry chaps. And I'll get my dio. We're getting there with it, Right, so I can make some, we'll zoom out. Out, bloody idiot again. Right, you can't quite see, can we? You know how far I can get this to go back. I put that on the floor. Move this out of the way. show you the trees. Let me just maybe move the camera up slightly. There we are. So I've sighted the trees, not quite finished yet, they're not placed, they're just placed in the holes at the moment. Static grass and that on there, and I've sprayed them like an olive drab just to colour them down slightly. And this is, I don't know what company it is. It's like a soil mix. I can't remember the company it's called, it's a soil mix. If I remember I'll stick it in the things down below. So I've got them PVA'd on and I've done it all the way up obviously, and then which is done with spray adhesive, and there's 4mm dark and sort of light grass, and a 7 and 2mm straw, which is for the dead leaves towards the bottom, if you can quite see them there. So they're alright, the first attempt. I'm quite pleased with them actually. I know there's a few things I'd slightly do differently next time, but I'll take them as a start. So this one obviously this is going to be the fall-on one, so I'm going to have to make a root system, and let me just pop that out of the way a second. Oops, nearly. I'm going to make it obviously a big gouge out of here as the fallen tree, and I've got to make a root system for it to go on the bottom of the tree, and muck and mud in there when it's pulled out and drop down across here. And I'm deciding I may do it. Little Panzer 2 I've got, and this is quite an old kit. This is like a kit I used to practice things on. So I've got the full kit. I'm just thinking of having the turret there, obviously burnt grass around it, and there's maybe a bit of debris around there. I don't want too much on the dial again, so I'm just thinking that in the corner, and obviously we've got the Churchill coming down the centre. So I'm toying with the idea. This isn't finished, by the way, this is just sort of maybe pigments at the moment. I've got a few things I have to finish it off here. But yeah, I think I probably will go for that. We will go for that. Say with the three figures just walking past it, and the Churchill here. Like I say, this is underneath is the tape for the where the tracks are going to go. I may just do slight change in the grass as well. I might just dull that down again with a bit of olive drab, just to, you know, because it isn't bright, but it's a bit nice looking, if you know what I mean, for the you know, war-torn, ravaged countryside. So I'll dull that down probably. So yeah, so that's where we are at the moment. So I'm going to carry on now with the figures, get them finished, get the trees finished, get the root system done for the fallen tree, position that, obviously dig that out of there. Obviously this will be all trimmed down when it's finished, so it's neat and tidy and be painted. And the Churchill, I think, is apart from the tracks, which is kind of like a dry, because there's no mud, it's more dry, like I've done on the bottom. It's going to be dry, but I'm going to add a little bit of static grass to the mix and put it onto the tracks as well. So, and a little bit round the where we have got the, where I've started the dry mud on the on here. I'll just add a bit more into that with a bit of grass in there as well. And around the track, just not over a lot of amounts, just you know, because it's quite a heavy tank, so it's going to go into the ground quite far, so it'll churn up a bit of muck and that. So that's what I'm going to do. So I haven't thought of a name for it yet. Probably, obviously, it's the Armistice and Remembrance Day group build, so I might just say that and see if my friend will do me another plaque like he did for the retreat from Kursk. I was really impressed with that. So that's what it'll do, I think. Yeah, Armistice group build, that's what I'll put it. I won't put anything else. Yeah, so it's coming along quite nicely. You know, these took quite a bit, done over two or 3 days. You know, you have to do part, leave them, go back, leave them, do it again. So we just I need to maybe just slightly, I'm going to grey, just slightly do the bark texture, a bit of light grey, just a very thin, almost like a filter. On the bark on the bottom of the trees, just to you know, it's had a bit of contrast to the actual blackness of the soil bit, I think. And then we'll have obviously some of these are going to be bent obviously because they're going to lie flat on the floor, but some of them will be bent and broken, and I'll do a few broken these on the floor as well, and like I say, that up there, and then I think we'll be there then really for that. So it's all coming together nicely. I think my next build will be the T34 group build. What I'm going to do, I'll do it on a separate video. I have 3 T34 kits, all T34 85s, excuse me, and I just want to know which one you guys would like me to build for the, it's for Gav, I'm sorry I can't remember, Ian Atkinson, is it Atkinson? There's another figure painter who's going to join in on the, I think it's his first tank almost, first build model, and Paul, and anybody else that wants to jump on board. I'm sure the more the merrier. So we're all going to build a T34. Doesn't have to be the 85. It could be the T34 76, or you know, even one of the ones that are using now, the 122, the Egyptian thing with the lower hull of the T34. So yeah, any T34 base will be fine. Right, so you've seen me rabbiting on enough now, so we'll call this the end of update 6, and then again, thank you very much for sticking with me again, and thank you very much for all the new subscribers. I appreciate it very much, and obviously to the old subscribers as normal, so I need you to all keep safe, keep well, and do as you're told, you know, no foolishness, as they say, because a lot of people up where I live, about 500 cars were stopped over the weekend. People coming up here to exercise. Some of them coming down from as far as Northampton, Liverpool, Manchester. They're coming up here just to exercise, which is a no-no part, you know. So got to keep it local. If we want to get rid of this bloody thing off the planet of the Earth, we're going to have to do what we're told. You know, it's going to linger and linger and linger. Anyhow, that's my little rant over. So I'll sign off now, and when I've got things moved along again, I'll come back and probably with a final reveal of this, I would have thought, after I've got all the bits done. So this is Greg signing off, and we shall catch you very, very soon. Stay safe and stay well.